Well, let's get into the details in our acceptance speech upon receiving the honorary course from Constantine, the Philosopher University. President Draupadi Murmu reflected on her commitment to preserving India's linguistic and cultural diversity. She praised the power of language in shaping in identities and fostering knowledge, drawing inspiration from visionaries like Swami Vivekananda, Mahatma Gandhi and Sarvepalli Radhakrishnan. She emphasized the belief that education is the foundation of an enlightened society. Recalling her own journey, President Murmu shared how being the first woman in her tribal village to receive a college education transformed her life. She highlighted education as a powerful tool for empowerment, a principle that has guided her from her early days as a teacher to her present role as the President of India.
As someone who has worked for the preservation of India's linguistic and cultural diversity, including the constitutional recognition of the Santhali language and codification of its old Chiki script, I appreciate the power of language in shaping identities and fostering knowledge. In India, we honor the legacies of visionaries such as Swami Vivekananda, Mahatma Gandhi and Dr. Sarvepalli Radhakrishnan, who believed that education is the foundation of an enlightened society. Friends, education has been the single most transformative force in my own life. Coming from a small, underprivileged tribal village, I was the first woman in my community to receive a college education. This experience instilled in me an unshakable belief in education as a tool for empowerment, a belief that has guided my journey from teacher to public servant to the highest office of my country. As someone who has worked for the preservation of India's linguistic and cultural diversity, including the constitutional recognition of the Santhali language and codification of its old Chiki script, I appreciate the power of language in shaping identities and fostering knowledge. In India, we honor the legacies of visionaries such as Swami Vivekananda, Mahatma Gandhi and Dr. Sarvepalli Radhakrishnan, who believed that education is the foundation of an enlightened society. Friends, education has been the single most transformative force in my own life. Coming from a small, underprivileged tribal village, I was the first woman in my community to receive a college education.
DYFI workers staged a protest against the Mamata Banerjee-led West Bengal government, expressing their opposition to the dismissal of 26,000 teachers linked to the SSC recruitment case. They criticized the government's handling of the matter after the Supreme Court ruled that the entire appointment process was compromised. Dr. Adish C. Agarwala, President of the International Council of Jurists and senior advocate, stated that the Trump administration took a special interest in ensuring Dawood Rana's extradition to India. He highlighted that Donald Trump's personal statement supporting the extradition upon taking office reflected a strong stance against terrorism.
उनको आज एक्सट्रेडिशन करके तो एज अ जुडिशरी आप जज भी रहे तो कैसे देखते हैं आप?
ये बहुत अच्छा है और मैं ट्रम्प सरकार को उन्होंने स्पेशल इंटरेस्ट लिया और उनको भारत भेजने की इजाज़त दी। उनकी तरफ से जो है पेटिशन डाली गई, अपील डाली गई, परंतु ट्रम्प सरकार ने आते ही और अपनी तरफ से बयान दिया। नहीं तो जो ऑफिसर्स दे देते हैं, ट्रम्प का खुद बोलना ये शो करता है कि वो भी टेररिज्म के खिलाफ हैं। वो कभी भी ये नहीं देखना चाहेंगे कि टेररिज्म जो है बढ़े।
आपको लगता है कि अब हाफिज सईद की बारी है?
हर एक की होगी, चाहे एकदम सबके हमारे फोर्सेस को इंटरनल सिक्योरिटी में भी और फॉरेन की में भी बहुत काम करना पड़ता है। लिमिटेड रिसोर्सेज होते हैं, मैन पावर लिमिटेड होती है। तो अब स्टेप बाय स्टेप हर आदमी यहाँ पर चाहे इकोनॉमिक ऑफेंडर हो, चाहे
उनको आज एक्सट्रेडिशन करके तो एज अ जुडिशरी आप जज भी रहे तो कैसे देखते हैं आप?
ये बहुत अच्छा है और मैं ट्रम्प सरकार को उन्होंने स्पेशल इंटरेस्ट लिया और उनको भारत भेजने की इजाज़त दी। उनकी तरफ से जो है पेटिशन डाली गई, अपील डाली गई, परंतु ट्रम्प सरकार ने आते ही और अपनी तरफ से बयान दिया। नहीं तो जो ऑफिसर्स दे देते हैं, ट्रम्प का खुद बोलना ये शो करता है कि वो भी टेररिज्म के।
Chhattisgarh Deputy Chief Minister Arun Saab emphasized that under the leadership of Chief Minister Vishnu Desai, the government is dedicated to the welfare of the public. He highlighted that the government has decided to celebrate Shusha Tihar 2025 to address public grievances and provide timely solutions to the challenges faced by the people.
विष्णुदेव साई जी के नेतृत्व में हमारी सरकार जन सरोकार के लिए काम कर रही है और समय समय पर जनता की बीच जाना, जनता के समस्याओं का निराकरण करना, ये सुशासन का एक काम भी है। और इसलिए हमारी सरकार ने सुशासन तिहार मनाने का निर्णय किया। व्यापक तौर पर लोगों की समस्याओं का संकलन किया जा रहा है और क्रमबद्ध रूप से उन समस्याओं का निराकरण किया जाएगा और निश्चित रूप से जनता के सरोकार, जन समस्याओं का निराकरण समयबद्ध तरीके से हो, ये सुशासन तिहार का उद्देश्य है। और जिस प्रकार से रिस्पांस लोगों का मिल रहा है, ये बताता है कि लोगों का भरोसा सरकार पर है और सरकार तक अपनी बातें पहुंचाने का लोग बढ़ चढ़कर हिस्सा ले रहे हैं। तो निश्चित रूप से ये एक अच्छा संकेत है और सुशासन त्योहार अच्छे से होगा।
सर, छत्तीसगढ़ में हाथी मानव जीवन की घटनाएं नहीं रुकी। बलरामपुर में पिछले एक हफ्ते में 5 से 6 मौतें हो गई हाथी के हमले।
देखिए, हमारे बहुत बड़े क्षेत्र में हाथियों का विचरण।
Chhattisgarh Chief Minister Vishnu Desai recently attended the grand annual conference of the Kanwar Paikra Samaj, where a large gathering of people from the community was present. During the event, several members of the society expressed their concerns and shared the challenges they face. Chief Minister Desai assured the attendees that the government is committed to addressing their grievances and fulfilling their needs. He emphasized the government's dedication to the welfare of the people and promised that necessary steps would be taken to resolve the issues rising during the conference.
यहाँ लारी पावन भूमि में पैकरा कंवर समाज का महासम्मेलन का आयोजन था और इस तरह का आयोजन साल में एक बार होता है। समाज के लोग एक साथ मिलते जुलते हैं और समाज को आगे कैसे बढ़ाना है, कैसे मजबूत करना है, इस पर विचार विमर्श होता है। इसमें समाज का आमंत्रण हम लोग को मिला था और हम सब लोग सम्मेलन में शामिल हुए। क्षेत्र की सांसद श्रीमती रूप कुमारी चौधरी जी, हमारे महासमुंद के विधायक राजू जी, योगेश्वर सिन्हा जी और हमारे बहुत सारे जिला के अध्यक्ष भाजपा के और निर्वाचित जनप्रतिनिधि सब इसमें शामिल हुए हैं। समाज के जो प्रदेश के अध्यक्ष हैं हरवंश मीरी जी, वो भी शामिल हुए हैं और भारी संख्या में यहाँ समाज के लोग आए थे और कुछ अपनी
In response to the extradition of Tahawur Rana, the accused in the 26/11 Mumbai terror attacks, Union Minister of Food and Public Distribution Prahlad Joshi stated that the government follows a policy of zero tolerance towards Naxalism and terrorism. He described Rana's extradition as a significant step in the fight against terrorism and emphasized that it would help uncover all those involved in the attacks. Joshi reaffirmed the government's commitment to taking strong actions against terrorism.
यूनिट इनका उत्पादन होता है और 2000 इन्होंने इरिगेशन के लिए खर्चा करता है, बाकी सब इलेक्ट्रिसिटी भेजते हैं। तो एक तरफ से किसान का इनकम दुगना होना, ये भी हो रहा है, इसके साथ बिजली उत्पादन भी कर रहे हैं और स्वयं के लिए पहले जो इरिगेशन के लिए योगी जी आने से पहले उत्तर प्रदेश हो और कई राज्यों में पहले रात को ही बिजली मिलता था इरिगेशन के लिए। आज दोपहर में बिजली भी मिलता है, इरिगेशन भी होता है, कमाई भी होता है। ये तो अनुभव बेहतर यही है कि यही से आप अगर इनसे ही आप बात करते हैं तो आपको और ज्यादा इसको आप एनलाइटन हो जाएंगे।
सर, सीएम
पीएम सूर्यघर और गेहूं का जो प्रोक्यूरमेंट है उसके बारे में हमारा डिटेल मीटिंग हुआ है। हमने इससे पहले भी माननीय मुख्यमंत्री से बातचीत हमारा हुआ था और ए.के. शर्मा जी से भी मेरा बातचीत हुआ था रिगार्डिंग हमारा ये जो पीएम सूर्यघर ओवरऑल रिन्यूएबल एनर्जी के बारे में। तो मुख्यमंत्री जी ने हमको आश्वस्त किया है कि अभी तो अच्छे ही चल रहा है, उसके साथ ही साथ
Congress MP Gaurav Gogai criticized the recent amendments to the Data Protection Act, stating that the government had altered the nature of the Joint Parliamentary Committee report. He pointed out that the Digital Data Protection Act was passed during the no-confidence motion in Parliament related to the Manipur violence. Gogai expressed concern over the amendments, claiming they have a draconian impact on citizens' rights.
Protection Act had a small history to which I would briefly go into. That there was a JPC set up, an extensive report was presented, and subsequently the government, as it has the habit, when it is going to pass the bills, brings certain amendments which have fundamentally changed the nature of the JPC report. So when this bill, the Digital Data Protection Act, was passed, it was done when the entire country was witness to the no confidence motion in Parliament in the year 2023, which was brought in the context of Manipur. And therefore this important bill, which should have been deliberated upon, discussed upon, the government passed it, and since then we have been studying the various implications of the Digital Data Protection.
BJP MP Anurag Thakur commented on the extradition of Tahawur Rana, accusing the Congress government of inaction during its tenure. He stated that individuals like Kasab and Rana involved in terror attacks were allowed to carry out bomb blasts in the country. Thakur emphasized that under the Congress regime, nothing was done to stop them. In contrast, he praises Prime Minister Modi for taking decisive action to bring these criminals back to India, even from foreign countries. He expressed confidence that the Indian courts would punish those responsible for 26/11 attacks.
कि कांग्रेस की सरकारों में चाहे कसाब आया, तब राणा आया, ऐसे अनेकों लोगों ने आकर बम धमाके ही किए। हिंदुस्तान में एक नहीं अनेकों बम धमाके कांग्रेस की सरकार के समय हुए। कांग्रेस हाथ पे हाथ धर के बैठी रही, लेकिन मोदी सरकार ने विदेशी धरती से भी, विदेशी सरकारों से भी उन गुनहगारों को वापस पकड़कर लाए। अब हमारे हिंदुस्तान के कोर्ट उनको सजा सुनाएंगे और ऐसे लोग जिनको फांसी मिलनी चाहिए उनको फांसी के तख्ते तक पहुंचाएंगे। फर्क इतना, ये कांग्रेस के समय बम धमाके होते थे, मोदी सरकार में बम धमाके करने वालों को पकड़ा जाता है और उनके खिलाफ कड़ी कार्रवाई की जाती है। हमने हाथ लंबे करके विदेशों से उनको खींच कर।
On the rollout of the Ayushman Bharat scheme in Delhi, Chief Minister Rekha Gupta expressed great joy, calling it a day of celebration for the city. She highlighted that the centre had allocated a grant of 2,400 crore rupees to enhance Delhi's health infrastructure. Gupta stated that the people of Delhi would now be able to avail significant health benefits under the scheme. She concluded with the remark, "अच्छे दिन अब शुरू हो गए हैं," signaling a positive change for Delhi's healthcare system.
दिल्ली के लिए आज ये बहुत ही हर्ष का विषय है। आज का दिन हमारे उत्सव जैसा है कि दिल्ली को आयुष्मान भारत के साथ साथ पीएम अभीम योजना के तहत हेल्थ सेक्टर में काम करने के लिए एक बहुत बड़ा सहयोग राशि केंद्र सरकार की ओर से मिली है। 2400 करोड़ रुपए का अनुदान जो केंद्र की ओर से दिल्ली सरकार में हेल्थ के इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर के लिए दिया गया है, ये हम सब के लिए बड़े ही खुशी का मौका है। और आयुष्मान योजना के लागू होने का ये अवसर, जब दिल्ली की जनता को 10 लाख रुपए तक का इलाज जो है मिल पाएगा, और वो भी किसी भी प्राइवेट और सरकारी संस्थान जो कि इस योजना के तहत रजिस्टर्ड किए गए हैं। पूरे देश में 36,000 ऐसे इंस्टीट्यूशंस हैं जो यहाँ रजिस्टर्ड हैं। आप दिल्ली में, आप चाहें दिल्ली से बाहर जाकर के इलाज ले सकते हैं। ये सच में दिल्ली के लिए सौभाग्य की बात है कि आज प्रधानमंत्री जी के नेतृत्व में आयुष्मान योजना, पीएम अभीम योजना दिल्ली में लागू हो पा रही है और दिल्ली की जनता अब स्वास्थ्य लाभ ले पाएगी। अच्छे दिन शुरू हो गए हैं। आरोग्य मंदिर बनाए जाएंगे। और इसमें और भी अच्छी बात ये जो हमारे वयोवंधन योजना जो है, जिसमें
Coming to regional news, Telangana Chief Minister Ravindra Reddy declared that every chief minister in the history of Telugu states has left behind a unique brand, and his personal brand will be the Young India Police School. He inaugurated the new school near the Greyhounds campus in Manchirevu, Rangareddy district. The Chief Minister acknowledged the contributions of past leaders, including NTR for subsidizing rice, Chandrababu for IT development, and YSR for implementing Arogyasri. He emphasized that people will remember him for establishing the Young India Police School. Reddy also criticized those claiming the Telangana movement as their brand for personal gain. He asked the public to consider why small countries win medals in the Olympics, questioning their sense of effective leadership.
ప్రతి ముఖ్యమంత్రికి ఒక బ్రాండ్ ఉన్నది. మీరు 16 నెలలైన ముఖ్యమంత్రి అయ్యి మీరు ఏ బ్రాండ్ క్రియేట్ చేసుకోలేకపోతున్నారు ఎందుకు అని ప్రశ్నిస్తున్నారు. నేను చాలా సందర్భాలలో నవ్వి వదిలేసిన. ఎందుకంటే ప్రశ్న అడిగేవాళ్ళు నేను ఏ బ్రాండ్ కోసం ప్రయత్నం చేస్తున్నో వాళ్ళు అవగాహన చేసుకునే పరిస్థితుల్లో లేరు అని. మొట్టమొదటిసారి 2 రూపాయలకు కిలో బియ్యం ఇచ్చిన ఎన్టీ రామారావు గారు పేదవాడు తెల్లన్నం తిన్నప్పుడల్లా వారిని గుర్తు చేసుకుంటాడు. ఐటీ కంపెనీలను, హైటెక్ సిటీని ఇవి చూసినప్పుడు చంద్రబాబు నాయుడు గారు గుర్తొస్తాడని చెప్తారు. అదేవిధంగా జలయజ్ఞం వ్యవసాయాన్ని ప్రాధాన్యతగా తీసుకొని ఉచిత కరెంటు నుంచి సాగునీటి ప్రాజెక్టుల వరకు రైతుల సమస్యలను చర్చించినప్పుడు రైతు బాంధవుడుగా డాక్టర్ వైఎస్ రాజశేఖర రెడ్డి గారు గుర్తొస్తారు. సరే, ఇంకొంతమంది కొన్ని రకాలుగా కొన్ని బ్రాండ్స్ క్లెయిమ్ చేస్తూ ఉంటారు. ఉద్యమకారులమని, తెలంగాణ ప్రదాతలమని, వాళ్ళ గురించి నేను పెద్దగా చర్చించదలుచుకోలేదు. మరి మీరు ఏ బ్రాండ్ లేకుండానే అన్నోటీస్డ్ చీఫ్ మినిస్టర్గా మీరు రావడం పోవడం జరుగుతుందా అని చెప్పి విశ్లేషకులు, శ్రేయోభిలాషులు అడుగుతున్నారు. నేను ఒక మాట చెప్పదలుచుకున్న ఈ వేదిక మీద నుంచి విశ్లేషకులకు, విమర్శకులకు ఈ రాష్ట్రంలో ఉండే ప్రజలకి యంగ్ ఇండియా ఈజ్ మై బ్రాండ్.
A case has been registered against former YSRCP MLA Topudotti Prakash Reddy at the Ramgere police station following a scuffle at the helipad during Chief Minister Jagan's visit. The incident was reported after Constable Narendra Kumar, who was injured in the altercation, filed a complaint. Police revealed that the DSP had previously informed Prakash Reddy about the poor maintenance of the helipad. When Jagan arrived, YCP workers reportedly incited by Prakash Reddy pushed the barricades, causing the scuffle. The authorities are investigating the matter further. Well, heavy rains have started again in Hyderabad, the major city of Telangana. After rains lashed across the state last midnight, the city of Hyderabad is witnessing heavy rainfall once again. The weather suddenly changed across the city as clouds gathered by 4 p.m. Several areas of Hyderabad are experiencing torrential rains, including Madhapur, Banjara Hills, High-Tech City, Gachibowli, Jubilee Hills and Panjagutta. This heavy downpour has caused significant inconvenience to the commuters, with waterlogging and the roads. As a result, traffic issues are making difficult for vehicle owners to navigate the streets. The same situation is being observed across several districts in Telangana as well. Due to a low pressure system continuing in the Bay of Bengal, many regions in the states are receiving heavy rainfall. Experts are warning that there is a possibility of an earthquake in the Ramagundam region of Telangana, which has caused fear and anxiety. They predict that the earthquake could be of a high magnitude. The impact of this earthquake is expected to reach Hyderabad and Amravati as well. The Earthquake Research and Analysis Institute has clearly stated that there is a likelihood of a major earthquake occurring near Ramagundam in Telangana. Based on the research, they believe that the tremors could extend to Hyderabad, Warangal and Amravati. Well, let's shift our focus to the international updates. President Donald Trump announced on Wednesday that he would pause tariffs on most nations for 90 days, demonstrating his flexibility in addressing economic challenges. This unexpected move sent shockwaves through global markets, which surged following the announcement. However, he also raised the tax rate on Chinese imports to 125%, a decision likely aimed at exerting further pressure on China in the ongoing trade war. Trump emphasized that this pause would provide both the US and other nations with an opportunity to renegotiate terms. Market reacted positively, with stock indices posting significant gains. Many analysts viewed this as an unexpected shift in strategy. Trump reiterated his position that tariffs would remain a tool of leverage. The pause, however, raised questions about the long-term impact on trade relations. His willingness to change tactics was a testament to his focus on flexibility in economic negotiations.